Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. So, a postal carrier was shot and killed on Monday on the east side, I believe, the east side of Indianapolis, Indiana. And she was delivering mail on her route when she was shot and killed. And I think they put out a reward for like $50,000 for information leading to arrest. But I think they quickly zeroed in on a suspect who was arrested the next day. And that's the individual, the suspect who was arrested. His name is Tony Cushingberry-Mays, I believe. So, and he's admitted to the shooting at this point. He's given a statement with his lawyer present to investigators. I don't exactly know what his claim is in terms of if he's claiming self-defense or if he's claiming it was sort of an accident, even though he admits shooting at her. I think he says he meant to scare her. He claims that she sprayed him with mace first. That's what led to him pulling a handgun out of his waistband and firing one shot at her that hit her right in the chest. Didn't kill her immediately. She went to the neighbor's house, and was actually on her way to the neighbor's house to deliver mail, and that was why the altercation even began in the first place, is she was not delivering the mail to his house, and she hadn't for like 2 weeks, and it was over a dog issue, apparently. That's what I think the union representatives of the Postal Service are saying, as well as there's a post from her Facebook page that's now been sort of marked private, I believe. That's what the account is. That kind of goes over, it gives a lengthy post of her, of this particular residence, I believe, complaining about the dog and having an altercation with, I think, his mother. And actually, this individual states that both his mother and his cousin witnessed the shooting, But I think he's saying that he just shot at her and was not intending to hit her, but he did, pretty much almost at point blank range, like 6 feet from him. Like I said, not killing her immediately. She went to the front. The neighbor heard the shooting, the shouting, and then the shot. And I think she went to the neighbor's front door immediately and pounded on the door. The neighbor came to it, saw the woman, basically, hysterical because she had been shot and was dying, on her front porch with a can of mace in her hand or pepper spray in her hand, and I guess I don't know if she was on the ground at that point or what. Called 911. I think took her to the hospital herself, but she either died at the hospital or died on the way. I'll get to some of the details. I'm just summarizing, right now. So, it's obviously tragic, it's pretty awful that she's just delivering mail and now she's been shot and killed, and over something so stupid, so trivial, it's pretty hard to believe. So, but, well, first, his version of events. This is the affidavit right here. It's like 8 pages long. The neighbor whose door she went to, Alondra Salazar, 19, told the Indianapolis Star that she was at home on Monday when she heard a loud noise followed by a knock on the door. When she opened it, she said she found a wounded Mrs. Summers on the porch. Angela Summers is her name, surrounded by blood, undelivered mail, and a can of pepper spray. She comforted Mrs. Summers, who said she was hyperventilating. While they waited for paramedics, the newspaper reported Miss Summers was taken to the hospital, to a hospital where she died, the police said. So I don't know if paramedics took her to the hospital or if Alondra Salazar did. I believe it was the paramedics, but it just says while they were waiting for the paramedics. In any event, so his description of what occurred, and I'm gonna put myself down here real quick. Cushingberry-Mays stated, on April 28th, 2020, at approximately 9:11 p.m., Cushingberry-Mays provided a statement to law enforcement officers in the company of his attorney. Cushingberry-Mays stated he shot the letter carrier. He stated the letter carrier was not delivering the mail because she was having a problem with the dog at his residence at 426 North Denny Street. Indianapolis, Indiana. Cushingberry-Mays was on the porch as the letter carrier approached his residence of 426 North Denny Street, Indianapolis, Indiana. The letter carrier walked past his residence, did not deliver their mail, and proceeded to the next residence, 422 North Denny Street, Indianapolis, to deliver the mail. Cushingberry-Mays stated he approached the letter carrier as she was delivering the mail at 422 North Denny Street, and asked for their mail. He asked for their mail several times, and the letter carrier did not respond to him. He said he stepped onto the porch steps of 422 North Denny Street. He was approximately six feet away from the letter carrier. He said the letter carrier turned around, grabbed her mace spray, and sprayed Cushingberry-Mays. Cushingberry-Mays then pulled a handgun from the right side of his waistband, no holster, pointed his handgun at the letter carrier, and fired one shot at the letter carrier. He acknowledged the mace was not deadly, but led to discomfort from his asthma. Cushingberry-Mays stated he then fled the scene and went to the residence of his aunt, Taylor Hawkins, near 21st Street. Cushingberry-Mays further stated that he placed the handgun in the garage of his mother's residence, 426 North Denny Street. That's the house where he lives, which wasn't getting the mail. Cushingberry-Mays stated he never spoke to the letter carrier before the shooting incident. He stated he did not mean to kill the letter carrier, but wanted to scare her. He stated that his mother, Acacia Cushingberry, and cousin Tiffany Reed witnessed the incident. He stated he wore a black scarf mask with multicolored top. And that's his description of it. I mean, I guess, I don't know what to make of that exactly, if he's just saying it's an accident or what, but that's, that's what he's saying happened. But she has a post, or she did, on her Facebook page that she's taken down. She's got a 14-year-old daughter who's pictured in reports. I hate to read this whole thing, but I'll probably need to. So there's this house. It's a little dog, little Chihuahua, that I guess is a little bit, and some of those small dogs, like I have a small Yorkshire Terrier, just nippy, and it's like can be a little bit aggressive actually, So there's this house with a Chi-Chi. This dog is a nasty devil that I've actually had to spray twice. The people just let it run because it's a Chihuahua. What kind of trouble could it possibly be to anyone else, right? The kids have been out with it, and twice I've made them gather it and take it inside. Adults have been out with it, and twice I've told them to take it inside. 3 times they've gotten a dog warning card in their mailbox with their address on it. That's more generous than I usually am to most problem owners. Still, the dog is allowed to run loose. A month ago, the last time the dog was loose and wouldn't stop coming after me, they stopped receiving mail. Now stimulus checks are going out. Guess who did not get one yesterday? I didn't even read that. I didn't read that part of it until just right now. And actually, there was reports about that's what the union said, is that in addition to them not getting their mail because of the dog problem, the critical piece of mail was the stimulus checks. They didn't get their stimulus check, and there was anger over that. That's one of the union rep. That's in one of these stories that the union representative believed that was the source of the contention. The union, Paul Thomas, the president of the local branch of National Association of Letter Carriers, he said the union believes this is over the person inside the home not receiving their stimulus check from her deliveries. Their mail had been stopped for about 2 weeks, requiring residents to pick it up instead. The measure was instituted after several notes left by Summers urging the owner of a small dog to keep it away from her while she delivered the mail. And this post that I'm reading here, this is just from 2 days. This is from the 25th, Tales from the Route, before she was killed. So, again, guess who did not get one yesterday? Now the stimulus checks are going out. Guess who did not get one yesterday? Today, I'm walking past said house, and loads of people are on the porch. I mean loads. There are half a dozen kids running around too, and the Chi-Chi. My Chi-Chi starts barking, and I move to the sidewalk to pass the house. A woman stands up and hollers for my attention. She tells me that she's the lady of the house and that if I ever mace her dog again, she'll personally mace me. Yep, that was definitely a threat to a federal employee. Note. Then she proceeds to yell, bitch this, and kick your ass, bitch that, at me. I keep walking. I get to the other side of this house's yard and putting in mail in the box at the next house, and she's yelling that if I talk to these kids again, she's going to set a pit bull loose on my white bitch ass. Two clear threats now. I'm beginning to feel seriously unsafe. How exactly does race factor into this? Is she threatening to commit a hate crime against a federal employee? I turn to go to the next house. Yep, quite literally turning my back on that shit show. And she finished up with, and you better deliver my mail, bitch. Is she really serious? Like, I'm going to set one single foot on that porch between now and when hell freezes over after being verbally assaulted and threatened with physical harm and a hate crime. You know, it's pretty remarkable. I didn't read all this. I just knew that, you know, the basic content of it. And, you know, this is obviously goes to the matter, heart of the matter. And I'm sure investigators have you know, seen this, you know, read through that for sure. There she is, pictured, Angela Summers with her 14-year-old daughter, the postal worker that was shot and killed, and her pastor was in this report as well. The church where she belongs, where she's actually a board member of the church. He was saying, you know, that she's a very strong-willed person, and that her daughter was everything to her. And there she is, pictured again with her. So it's obviously an awful, terrible shame. And so that individual has been charged with second-degree murder, Tony Cushingberry-Mays. Murder in the second degree. These are all federal charges because she's a federal employee. Assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees in discharging a firearm during and in retaliation to a crime of violence. Fairly certain that he's looking at, if you know, found guilty, the life in prison or even death, although I don't think they do. They don't execute people at the federal level. At least they've suspended that for like years, as I understand it. So, you know, that's pretty much the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.